So when I went on tour the last time, I had like, you know, racks of rather ugly kind of metal stands, and on it I would have, you know, this Yamaha kind of controller keyboard, and my another keyboard and another keyboard, and my laptop, and it would all be kind of precariously on this this stand, because I don't like sitting down, especially behind a, you know, a keyboard stand. It just looks really rubbish. But if you're sitting behind a piano, it's completely different. But I don't want to use an acoustic piano, because I very rarely use an acoustic piano sound. But I love the shape of an acoustic piano, and it says it means business. So I wanted to design something that I could put all my stuff in, but it also looked beautiful, and we could mess with lights within it, and possibly at one point using this as a projection thing to project things onto. Inside it would have some lights, some DL2 lights, I think they were, and we could, you know, we had them all stuck on here, so you could see it. It would all become part of the stage, and I just love it. It's just beautiful. It's like a glass piano. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it looks so beautiful on stage because it all lights up, and all, you know, all the curves of, you know, attract the light and create lines. It's just beautiful. So yeah, so in it I just have, you know, I just had a tower, a G5, and I'd have Ableton running, and launching clips and things through my Korg microcontrol, which I'd have one here that would be wired in, and then I'd have another one that was wireless MIDI, and so I could run around the audience and you know, run onto stage and not have to worry about tripping up and pulling out the MIDI lead. And it was all, you know, it's battery powered, so it's brilliant, and you know, it was just great for just being able to fade in and out stuff and bring in effects and things and have it all programmed in, and then, you know, switch between different scenes and have different instruments and do that. So that's that thing. And then I'd have this that I'd bring in, you know, I'd be like, okay, I need some more harmonizer, my TC electronic stuff, so I'd have that. And then here I want to send the Mbira to the looper, which would be this at the time, which is an electric repeater. The beautiful electric repeater, but it is quite lo-fi. It's not the, you know, it's not the best quality. But what I like about it is when you play live, you can see it, you know, and I think that's it makes such a difference. You can easily like go, you know, and it'll do the same thing in the computer, but it's nowhere near as fun for the audience to have that. So it was a way of doing the looping, but being able to demonstrate, and they could actually see, you know, I'm pushing down a fader, and that does that to that track, and I can bring in another one, and I can, you know, have all these all tracks doing the same thing, and they can see little, you know, the play going around, which is not working at the moment. Sorry. There you go. They can see that, you know, and it's exciting. But now I'm probably not going to use my electric repeater. Now I'm actually very much into my monome, sorry, and just actually Ableton's looper is great. It's really, really good. So I'm getting into that, but I've only just started kind of getting into that, because I'm so far behind now with technology as far as live stuff, because I've just been in the studio for 2 years and I don't know what's going on out there. And I've come out and suddenly there's the monome, and there's all these applications for it, and there's pages, and there's all these things that people have written for it, and I don't know, you know, I'm struggling trying to keep up with it all. Anyway, so yeah. And then I'd have this, and I'd wear one on myself. I just bought this. I didn't have that for touring before. I actually used my little EMX one over there for like programming beats and stuff. Again, it's not maybe, you know, didn't sound particularly like the record, some of the tracks, but again, it's the look. It looks good, and it sounds, you know, it gets the point across. And sometimes that's more important than just having a great sound. You need to at least look good. So yeah, so that would be one setup, and then I'd have another setup which would be my Mbira, and then on a little rack above it would be my red strap-on axe keyboard that I'd play up like that, and occasionally I'd strap it over me and play hide and seek through a mixture of well, playing that as a controller to go into the harmonizer, but I was using quite a lot of Cubex MIDI controllers, which I loved, because I had like step ones all on different parts of the floor, so I could go like that, so that would record that sound, that would record me singing, you know, at that point, and then I'd go here, and I could just, so I could have them all over the stage. And there were things like, yeah, I had things attached to my little MIDI keyboards, and I had things attached to the side of the piano, so like a flower became a noise, because these things are really adaptable and brilliant. But yeah, so yeah, it was my way of getting around the bog standard like X stand, and I went to a company that made stuff for the Attack of the Clones. Is that what the Star Wars thing? So, yeah. Anyway, they made some stuff in Attack of the Clones. I'm sure that's not what it's called. Attack of the Clones, isn't it? Revenge of the Clones, or
No,
is it Attack of the Clones? Anyway, it wasn't the best one, was it? But they made some good set stuff, and so they made my Perspex piano.